Here we are on the majestic slopes of Mount Hood. Open longer in the year than any ski resort in North America, Timberline is one of the top ski destinations in the country. But it takes around-the-clock work to keep it in top form for guests. Let's get started. We're traveling the state to learn how people stay safe in their weird and wonderful jobs. I'm Corey Jenkins, and this is Oregon Odd Jobs. How do you keep a ski resort running year-round on the tallest mountain in Oregon? Well, whether you're driving heavy machinery, operating lifts, keeping jumps in top shape, or just greeting guests, it takes a lot to keep things going smoothly. We're here to follow the folks that make it all happen and discover how they stay safe doing it. As we started our day at Timberline, the sun was just beginning to crest over the hills and splash its light against the mountainside. And yet, for employees like Tim, it was actually about quitting time. You see, Tim operates a snowcat, and all night, every night, Tim and others like him are out on the slopes, grooming the hills, getting them ready for the next day of skiers and snowboarders. Today, I got to join him. All right, we're here bright and early, 6 a.m., and I'm with Tim.
Tim Healy.
Tim,
yes.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet
you,
you too.
Tell us, what's your job here at Timberline?
I'm the grooming manager here at Timberline. We're in charge of the snowcats up here and making all the ski slopes become what they are after everybody messes them up throughout the day.
While snowcats are an impressive piece of equipment, they do come with inherent hazards.
When we're getting in or around these cats, everything is dangerous on them. The blade's sharp, the tracks are sharp, and you got a spinny metal thing in the back that'll hurt you too. When approaching a snowcat, if an operator's in it, always make sure you have eye contact with the operator before you make any motions towards the cat. And then when you come to get in and out of the cat, always have hand contact while getting up the tracks. They are slippery.
With that, we began our trek up the mountainside. As Tim was saying, each day skiers and snowboarders, new snowfall, wind, and even temperature can affect how the trails look by the end of the day. A snowcat operator's job is to basically clean up the mess. The front blade pushes the snow, filling in ruts and holes as it goes, and helps the operator to distribute the snow evenly across the mountain. The blade itself can move in over a dozen different directions, depending on the operator's needs, all controlled by this mega joystick. In the back is the tiller, which spins and breaks up the chunks of snow, making it easy for the comb, that rubber-looking thing, to leave behind those nice lines of perfectly groomed trails. The whole process begins around 9 p.m., and the drivers run their cats throughout the night to be ready for the trails to open in the morning. Inside the cab is every gauge, gizmo, and screen you could ask for, as well as safety measures, like fire extinguishers and an escape hatch. But the best part of driving up here, there's no traffic to worry about. As Tim was wrapping up his shift, the lift operators were just getting started, and I got to join them for their morning stretches. You see, running a lift is a more strenuous job than just pressing a button, as I would soon find out. All right, we're here at the top of Stormin' Norman, and I am with
Gunnar Meyer.
Gunnar. Good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
So tell me, what are we going to be doing today?
We're going to be setting up Stormin' Norman, making sure the top is ready to go for the day, make sure everything's nice and safe for the guests.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
With that, we headed into the shack, where Gunnar was going to show me the instrument panel.
We got a stop button, emergency stop in case that button fails. We got our reset, our button to tell the top we're ready, and then a signal.
The signal allows Gunnar to communicate with the bottom of the lift to coordinate their actions. The real job, though, was out there, making sure the height of the snow was perfect for guests getting off the lift. Gunnar began by showing me the tools of the trade, and then we were off. All right, so do we need to put any snow on the top here?
Just a little bit to even out the back.
The snow needed to be roughly 19 inches from the bottom of the chair, marked off by a piece of tape on the rake. Speaking of the chairs, because this was a job that had to be done throughout the day, it wouldn't be practical to stop the lift each time. So every 8 to 10 seconds, Gunnar had to step back and let the chair pass before he could resume work. What was my job? Flipping down the chairs. 56 of them, to be exact. They flipped them up to prevent snow buildup, then flip them down again in the morning. Over and over and over again. With the last few rakes of the snow and a quick check on the chairs, the lift was ready for the first guests of the day. And we got to enjoy a magnificent view. Next up was the terrain park, a playground of jumps, rails, and features that all needed maintained. Tyler here was my new boss.
So my job is to oversee all the operations of our terrain park. So we set up all our rails and jumps and decide how everything should be laid out based on flow and then execute it and then maintain it obviously during the day for all the guests that come up.
What feature do I get to help with?
We'll go do this wall ride to pill feature down here.
Oh yeah, your standard wall ride to pill?
Yeah, pill, propane pill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Just a standard one.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
The main task of the morning was smoothing out the jumps. As precise as the groomers are overnight, there can still be a bit of a lip of snow at the start of the ramp. My job was to make it disappear. Using short movements, our goal was to fill in the bumps and holes, letting the loose snow bond with the harder stuff underneath. Then any remaining snow gets raked back with long strokes to get it out of the way. Next, we removed the marker that helps keep the groomers from running into the jumps, and then checked the rails by hand.
So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just running my hands along it, making sure there's no burrs in the metal, making sure none of these bolts coming out, seeing if there's anything goofy with the rail.
With a final check, the feature was ready for whatever daredevil was willing to try it. Next was a conversation with the ski patrol.
So I'm the ski patrol director here at Timberline. And as a patrol department, we're responsible for risk management on the hill. It's really our responsibility to maintain all the things on the hill that warn people of hazards.
Now, today we've got pretty perfect conditions. I mean, this is nice. But when it's cold, when it's windy, when you got snow coming down, what should people be wearing? What should your team be wearing to keep themselves warm?
Just about everybody out here is going to be in some combination of a base layer close to the skin, and then a mid layer like a fleece or a soft shell layer, and then an outer shell. It typically keeps you dry on the inside and keeps all the wet stuff out.
What can just people who are cruising around the mountain, how can they minimize their potential for injury?
Well, it all starts before you get here. Maintaining some minimum level of fitness and stretching. Beyond that, I think having a high degree of situational awareness, staying always alert. It's not an entirely controlled environment.
Well, we had to let Brett get back to his important job, and I had one more employee to meet on the mountain. This is Heidi, one of 2 St. Bernards, whose job it is to greet guests, make them feel welcome, get pets, and pose for pictures. And I have to say, she was excellent at her job. So, what did we learn today? Stay alert to the hazards around you, be they heavy machinery, moving parts, or other people. When in cold weather, layer up to protect against the elements. And proper care and maintenance make things better and safer for everyone. From cats to dogs, Timberline has it all. And it's apparent how much expertise and care go into every part of the resort. We'll see you next time on Oregon Odd Jobs. Ba-bam! Corey!